It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their family. Now here's your host, Ken Rollins.
Welcome to Veterans Issues. I'm Ken Rollins, and this show is brought to you by the Red, White, and Blue, just like Toby Keith said. We appreciate you tuning in this week. This week I've got some guests on here I've been trying to get for a while. We've got a lot of things going on in the city of Oxford, a lot of job opportunities and things like that. And for all my veteran friends out there, I want you to pay attention. Today's guest is the Director of the Parks and Recreation, that's Don Hudson, and the Director of the Finance for the city of Oxford. We're going to talk about some things, great things happening in Oxford. Get you a pen. Stay tuned. Be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. It's kind of slipped up on me there. I wasn't ready, but I am now. Today's guest is Alton, the City Finance Director for the City of Oxford, and Don Hudson, who's the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Oxford. Got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about some of them. I've been wanting to see some pictures of these things, and we actually brought show and tell today, so we're going to talk about that. Welcome to the show, Don Hudson. Got it, buddy. Did you see that?
I saw that on you, that's good. That's good.
Alton Krause. See, when we do that explosion, sometimes that ricochets to get you, buddy. But we've been doing that about 30, 40 years. Don, we got a lot of things to cover, so I'm just going to throw some things out there. And some of the things that recently happened in the city of Oxford under your watch has been the new Civic Center upgrade. Of course, it's old now, but for a lot of folks, that happened out there while you out there. But the Oxford Lake, I don't know how many dollars was spent and all that stuff, but I do know that is a beautiful thing. The old bridge has been redone, and the pavilions and all that stuff.
We're very proud of our Oxford Civic Center and our Oxford Lake area. About a year ago, we completed the renovation of the Oxford Civic Center, which meant that we added about double the size for new construction of the Civic Center. And we also renovated the existing building, which allows us now not to put everything in the gym at the Oxford Civic Center. We can put it in one of our large meeting rooms and accommodate just about the same number of people. And also the additional space gives us room for meeting rooms and any recreational activity that we want to offer. It's just a great, if you haven't been to the Oxford Civic Center, you need to come visit.
You wouldn't even know where you're at. You know, I go back to 1970 something when I had George Jones booked in there and he didn't show, and I had to give people back their money. But it's a great thing. But the one thing, the lake out there, you got that, what do you call it? Just a sprayer? What do they call it?
It is a water fountain.
Water fountain.
And it's a spray area.
Yeah.
But the biggest comment that I've had, and I've been there 34 years as a Parks and Recreation Director, was what happened to the old boathouses.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can remember the old boathouses that sat on the lake.
Right.
Well, when we renovated the lake area, that was one of my primary objectives, was to make sure that we got the boathouses back similar to what they were.
They're just not boathouses, they're
not
pavilions.
boathouses, they're pavilions.
Yeah.
And we have 4 of those. We really have 3 pavilions and a fishing pier, but fishing pavilion, but we kind of have to use a fishing pavilion at times to rent it out to the public.
That's beautiful, but that sprayer I'm talking about, I on Facebook, you'll see events for people whether they're graduating from prom or whether they was coming after a wedding, they have their pictures taken with that spray in the back. That is awesome to look at.
That, and also, Ken, the boathouse. The boathouses, they'll have pictures in the boathouses, the pavilions as we call them now, and also the bridge, the covered bridge, which has been renovated. And the lighting was changed around the lake to provide more lighting. The track was resurfaced around the lake, landscaped. So there are a lot of things different about the lake. If you haven't been to the lake lately, you need to come visit Oxford Lake.
And then, of course, you got the kids around there now. Alton, I want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that it's called the League of Our Own. In some places they call it Miracle League, if it's a law run on the same lines. But I'm going to throw it over to you. Tell me about what's happening there in the city of Oxford with that League of Our Own.
Yeah, Ken, I'll tell you, back about 2 years ago in 2012, a young lady by the name of Ginger Monroe came and invited Mayor Smith to one of the games. They had just started the league out at Oxford Lake. And so Mayor Smith on one Saturday called me and said, Alton, let's go out and look at this, what these children are doing. So we get out there at the lake, and it's just spectacular. We got volunteers all over the city. I think Greg Bagley, Bobby Buchanan, my son Josh was there volunteering. We had the fire department out there. We had a lot of this committee that had helped put this league together. They were all out there volunteering with these special needs children. And the parents were cheering for, kind of like we talked about earlier, the parents were cheering for the children. They'd be one running back and forth from first to second. One child, I'll never forget, found a kind of a mud puddle, and Chief Sparks, our fire chief, he's wearing these white breeches. And so when he turned his back to her, she went right up there. And
Oh, my goodness.
Right on his caboose, and there was nice little handprints. But I mean, the mayor fell in love with that whole concept. And it wasn't too long after that, Eastman came by and was talking to us about doing something, and the mayor said, well, I'd like for you to do something for these special needs children. And I'd like to see them have their own ballpark, one that would never be taken away from them, one that they could have from now on. And so we started from that. Don got involved in it, him and his staff. Of course, Don's been to every meeting. We had a gentleman by the name of Tommy Taylor of Taylor Corp. He kept us and Solution or Eastman in contact. I think Miss Monroe's husband, Cal Monroe, he became the architect, donated all his time. And I mean, it just kept growing from that. Matter of fact, we were paving the streets one day, and Mike McCartney from McCartney Construction, they're out of Gadsden, and the mayor was driving around. He said, Mike, I need your help. These children need a place to play, and we're going to need some asphalt. Will you help me? And Mike McCartney looked at him and said, Mayor, whatever you need, we're there. And they donated all the asphalt. Wow. And I mean, it was just like, it's the old feel of old community where everybody got involved to help. Nobody was wanting, look at me, I'm doing all this. Everybody volunteered their time. It got a little slowed down, and we had to come before the council. And first council approved a good friend of mine, Aaron Sexton. Aaron Sexton was doing a grant, and they approved him to write a grant to try to get money for this field. And then the council just basically said, look, there shouldn't be anything slowing this down. We want to do it today. Yeah. And, I was so proud of my council, that they sit there and say, let's do it. And we've been there.
Let me interrupt you there, because this is not just for kids. This is for adults also, right?
Right.
They have special needs.
They're special needs. And I think Don's got some statistics about when it started. How many did it start off with?
Yeah, in 2012, they played up on the hill where our baseball for youth is, and they had like 2 teams and 18 kids. And last year, I know they had 90 kids and 8 teams.
Wow. And
like Alton said, there's a lot of community effort. Ginger Monroe's kind of the president of it, chairman of it, and Terry Willingham. The list goes on of board members and people that have become involved in this, and they've done a great job with it.
It's kind of like when Freedom Park was built out there. I came in on that with the
Kevin
Green and the dad and all of them. It was the community came together. We're going to talk about how you can get bricks and stuff like that when they come back. We got to go to a break, and we're going to come back. We're going to take back up with the League of Your Own. Then we're going to talk about something else. Stay right there. Be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins. I'm talking with Alton Kraft and Don Hudson, the city of Oxford, and we were talking about the new ball field that's going to be for the League of Our Own. And folks, this is for special needs kids, but it's going to be, if you ever go to see one of these games, you want your children, when they're playing a sport, to give 100%. These kids are giving it 100%, and they're in wheelchairs. It may not be much, they may not can hit the ball, but there's somebody there to help them. And when they hit that home run, and I'm going to tell you something, every kid gets a home run every day, every game. And to see the thrill on their face of just that little something, what these guys have talked about is just priceless to see that happen. And it speaks volumes, Don and Alton, about my city, the city of Oxford. I'm so proud that people drive along the interstate and see that over there and say they're not just for the for the jocks, you know. In a school class, the kid is rolling down there with his wheelchair will not just have to sit out there and watch the other play, but those kids over on the all other ball fields, I hope, will come over and be looking in the fence watching them play. And wouldn't that be an awesome sight?
Yeah, and well, currently up on the hill they do. That's exactly. It means a lot to them. You know, they use the committee has raised money over the years to purchase uniforms for all the children. Like I said, get them trophies, get them equipment. They're currently, as we was talking earlier, they're selling bricks for donations to part of the park. And I mean, they have. I mean, it's just really a cute community involvement.
If you folks would like to be a part of this and buy a brick and have your name on there, don't bother with anything we're going to tell you here. You got my phone number. It's on the screen right here somewhere, and call that number, and I'll tell you how to get you a brick. And they got different sizes for different prices, but you can show that you support these kids by doing that. And what a great thing. But see, I don't get tied up so much we miss out on some of the other stuff. I want to hit real quick. The Main Street program has come alive a little bit in the city of Oxford. I say a little bit, a whole lot. And Charlotte Hubbard, Hubbard on off Main, great place to eat. Y'all eat there before?
Oh yeah.
Well, next time you go there, just use my name and they'll picture it. No, that is that people are coming from all over. I watched the other day as old Wayne Willis, the mayor of Weaver, talking about his meal he had down there and recommended it. But the little things like that popping up in old downtown, that is I look at those old pictures that Jerry, what's his name?
Marks
painted of the old horse and buggies down on the old Main Street. And to see that it's coming alive down there now a little bit, and that a lot of it goes to Charlotte for doing that, and the city council and everybody that's making that Main Street thing happen. But I wanted to go to the next to the see what we're calling it. We're calling it the athletic complex out here that's being built off of the Leon Smith Parkway, Don. People drive by there like myself that live out there, and they see the dirt flowing. If we can get the control room to bring that picture up, they see that and they wonder what it's going to look like. What's that going to be? I've heard it. Oh, they're going to put a casino out there. I've heard they're going to put a dog track out there. Going to put a skateboard park out there. Well, there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the overhead shot of what the artist rendering. Don, tell me about that. If people looking at this on the set, we're going to call the one with the blue dumpster or whatever that is there, we're going to call that the left, and the other one would be the right.
Those are two of the signature fields. To back up a little bit, we have 4 baseball fields and a signature field, which is, the championship field. And then in softball, we have 5 softball fields, and also, as you see on the screen, is a softball signature field. Also have 4 soccer fields that are lighted. All these are lighted fields. We've got 2 playground areas. We've got a 40-acre lake. We have a walking track around the lake, and also, which is, if we're talking about the special needs kids and folks, we also have a boundless playground. A boundless playground, which will be at this athletic complex.
Bring up that next picture, if you will. There it is.
The boundless playground is a playground that's kind of a step above the handicapped accessible playground area. These are ramped for special needs people, not only kids, but also adults. Aaron Sexton's also working, we mentioned his name earlier, he's also working on a grant for that. But this is the first of its kind in this area. Could be the first in the state, I'm not sure about that, but this is just another means for providing an opportunity.
Leave that shot up there just for a second. Don, is this the ball fields, is this going to be, this is for what age group are we talking about?
Well, this will be for all age groups.
Okay.
This will be from T-ball all the way up to adult.
And you won't be just for Oxford. This is going to be, you're going to have teams coming here, what, Huntsville and statewide?
Yes, it'll be utilized during the week for our local league, baseball for youth, softball league, football league. But we'll also use it on the weekends for travel ball, which is a big deal now. But this will also enable us to provide enough fields, which we really don't have now, for our baseball for youth leagues and also for our softball leagues.
So you're going to be, Alton, from your perspective as a finance director, and you look for revenue to do things like this. That's what your job is to accumulate the revenue to make sure that we can do things like this. I remember when I was so proud to go around the state telling about how Oxford paid cash for a school one time. You know what I'm talking about. How many people can say that? But when you turn off of exit 188 when this is done, the people coming in from out of town, from the people watch us, I get people from Huntsville and Coleman and Clinton that watch me every week, and those people that would be coming in here with their ball teams, if I understood Don right, they'll be out across the state teams coming in. They'll bring their families. And we got all those hotels there that they're going to spend the night. They're not going to drive in here long distances and tire their kids out, you know. And they got all these restaurants and they got all these stores where they'll shop when everybody else is out the ball field. This is going to be a huge economic boost to the city of Oxford. Would you?
Oh yeah,
think?
We've had a couple studies done. One study estimates somewhere around 7.5. The other one around 9.5 million in additional revenue through the hotels and sales tax. Our expenditures we roughly estimate from somewhere between 1.8 to 2 million to keep it running correctly. And so yeah, there's a lot of good things coming out. The other thing we literally have stores in development areas that are talking to us. If you're building this, we're thinking about coming to your area.
Yeah.
So
well, coming in from the people that I've heard talk about it, but not knowing. That's what we're doing today. Is kind of in line. But on the Leon Smith Parkway, if you got a ball field at the ball game's going, there's going to be a lot of congestion. They don't understand that there's going to be a turn lane coming from both directions, north and south. Am I right?
Yeah.
And so people, and there'll be a red light there. So the congestion may be a little bit more, but they're going to widen the bridges. They're going to widen the parkway to allow for the influx of people that we anticipate coming in there.
Yeah, from my understanding, Don knows more about that, being a county commissioner.
It is, and it's just like you said. And but the economic impact that it would have with our restaurants and motels and whatever, our malls, is tremendous. But also it gives us an opportunity to kind of show off Oxford too.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're about now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ride down the interstate and see the nice Civic Center and the nice Oxford Lake. But also, let's back up a little bit. From the interstate, you can see the Miracle Field, the special needs field.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that don't know, the special needs field is west of the parking lot of the softball complex on Recreation Drive.
We got to go to a break. Normally, I would go out and come back with news you can use. I'm going to keep these guys over for a few more minutes. So we're going to take a pause right now, come back. We're going to have more with Don and Alton. So stay where you are. Be right back. Welcome back. We're going to take the news you can use and kind of put it there. I want to highlight on a couple of things. First thing I want to do is to remind you about the Kyle Comfort 5K run at the McClellan Mall on 8 November. We got Veterans Day ceremony up in Centennial Park on the 11th, followed by a parade down Noble Street on at 1 o'clock. So those are the things I need to make sure that we don't leave out today. But we were talking about the League of Our Own and all that going on, but there's the Performing Arts Center. Don, I'm gonna go to you because that is that's a huge thing. I've been down there to several concerts, and the women, the Irish fiddlers and whatever, and DJ Thomas, the world-class entertainment there.
We've had local entertainment. We've brought in entertainment from as far as California.
They hadn't had me yet.
We haven't had Ken yet, but we're planning on that. But there are plans. John Longshore is the Performing Arts Center Director, does an outstanding job for us. He's educated in this and has a lot of experience in it. He's done a great job. Performing Arts Center is located on Choccolocco Street in downtown Oxford. And if you've not been in the Performing Arts Center in Oxford, please do so.
And it's right next door to Hubbard's off Main.
That's
and
correct.
So you want to come in for dinner and a play or a show or whatever. They got some jazz stuff, top class stuff, and I don't understand, so I'm not gonna go through that. But if George Jones still living, I'd be down there right now waiting on it to open next month.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's some great stuff there. You still do the Masters games?
And I really want to comment on the Masters
Quickly.
games if we have time quickly. We just hosted the Masters games for the state of Alabama at the Civic Center. It started at Oxford, and it's in its like 20th year, 25th year, and 500, 600 seniors that we accommodated.
I remember a buddy of ours, a mutual guy, Howard Norton, loved them seniors, and him and Thurman Green and all that, but Colonel Green. That was the David Pyle, all them guys.
Right.
Love them seniors thing. I just, I can't, the only time I can run is somebody shooting at my heels, you know, so, but I'm glad y'all still doing that. I just had that on here. Alton, so many people happy, Dairy Queen coming. You understand what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh, yeah.
They go down there, they asking the dump truck driver, can I get a, what do you call them, freezing ice cream? My producer back there right now, she's licking her lips. She's she can't wait on that. She can't wait on that Dairy Queen to open. But it's opening down by the subway. That's
It's a couple blocks from here. So
we could run out there now and get us a Frosty. Is that what it's called?
a dilly bar or a blizzard.
Blizzard.
That's what you look for.
But I never seen such a fuss over something like that. The only thing you could do better would get a Krispy Kreme. You get a Krispy Kreme, Wayne Willis out in Weaver would just move out here. It'd be something. I just, for what you guys are doing out there, I know there's a lot of things. The library, I know that, I don't know anything about the library, but all I do know is it's always a bunch of cars running, and people tell me from the fire station over there there's something going on there all the time.
Oh, it is.
So I'm assuming that me being a skeptic years ago have been knocked away a long time ago. That place, every time I go by there, is busy. I just thought with the day of the electronics and stuff that we got, who would use it? Now they use them in there too, so
Right.
it's a big deal. And did anything else? I got less than a minute that you guys want that I left off the table that you want to talk about?
We're proud of what Oxford has to offer, and we want.
Does Oxford have any money?
Just
that's
a little
a good
bit.
question. That's a good question.
And the next thing is, how is the world's mayor doing? My favorite.
Yeah,
mayor.
he's doing good. He's doing real well. You know.
You give him my best.
I will.
I don't mind, and I don't have any problem telling him I love him, and he's been a good friend for a lot of years, and Oxford is very blessed to have somebody like Leon Smith as their mayor, and I'm proud of him. We got to go. We'll see you next week right here on Veterans Issues. And this week's salute, I hadn't even prepared it, but I'm going to give it to the city of Oxford for all you're doing for us, those of us that live there, and the veterans that might get a job there someday. See you next week right here on Veterans Issues. Salute. We're out of here.